Hey everyone, welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing a book review, and I just finished this book yesterday, and I'm really excited to talk about it because I loved it. And that is Dead of Winter by Kresley Cole. This is the third book in the Arcana Chronicles, and I absolutely loved this series. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. This series, I sort of describe it as a supernatural version of Hunger Games. That's how I describe it. So, I won't talk about the synopsis of this book since it's the third book in the series and I don't want to give away anything from the first two. But I will read a little bit of the beginning part here. It gives a good description of what this world is like right now, because there was an apocalypse, and so the world is super different now, and so this gives a nice, quick little summary of what the world is like now, and probably explains it a lot better than I could ever do because I'm never good at explaining things. But it says, the field of battle. During the flash, a global cataclysmic flare, the surface of the earth was scorched to ash, and bodies of water evaporated. All plant life was killed, most animals as well. The vast majority of humans perished, with women hardest hit. After months of total drought, rain falls constantly. The sun has ceased to rise, leaving the world in endless night. Plague spreads. Obstacles. Militias unify, consolidating power. Slavers and cannibals hunt for new victims. All are bent on capturing females. The bagmen, contagious zombies created by the Flash, roam the dark, thirsting for moisture, especially blood. Foes. The Arcana. Into every dark age, 22 kids are born with supernatural powers and destined to fight in a life or death game. Our stories are depicted on the major Arcana cards of the tarot deck. And so that's sort of what the series is without going into any spoilers. That's sort of what the world is like now. And so there are Arcana cards, like I said, and so there are these kids with supernatural abilities, and it's a fight to the death, and one person's gonna win. So, like I said, it's like a supernatural Hunger Games, but much, much darker than Hunger Games. Okay, this series I would not recommend for very young readers, unless you have your parents' permission, I guess, but I would not recommend it for very young readers. This series is very, very dark at times. It's a lot of creepy, dark things in this series. And there's actually also some sex scenes in this series as well, which when I first read Poison Princess kind of took me by surprise a little bit because most YA authors sort of stray away from the sex scenes. Like, they may show a little, but not much at all. Kresley Cole does not shy away from anything, so just heads up on that. But this series, oh my goodness. The villains. Let me talk about the villains really quick for a second. Because the villains in this series, and especially in this book, are great. Great in that they are terrible, and you really, really hate them, but that's what makes them great villains. I mean, you don't really want a villain that you like, I guess. So the villains in the series, they're super creepy, super twisted, and Dead of Winter was no exception. I think by far the villains in this one were so far the worst villains out of all of them so far from the first 3 books. The lovers, the twins, they're the villains in this book in Dead of Winter. And they are just so twisted and so you do not want to encounter them. But yeah. So, and the other thing I will say about Kresley Cole's villains is not only does she know how to create super creepy, twisted villains that you absolutely hate and you want them gone, but she's also good at creating villains that you can see them starting to change and starting to not be so villainous, and so you're kind of rooting for them to change and be the good guy for once. And so I don't want to get into spoilers, so I won't say too much, but there's one villain in this series who starts off as the villain, but you see him change and progress, and by the end of this book, you're okay, he might not be so bad after all. So, yeah, I will say the characters in here, really like the characters. The main character, Evie, thinks she really continues to grow and develop throughout the series, as well as 2 other characters that I was actually a bit surprised with, is Jack and Arik. These 2 characters, I really did not like them at all in the first 2 books, but by the end of Dead of Winter, by the end of the 3rd book, they really started growing on me a lot. I can see them changing and growing a lot more, and so yeah, I actually like them in this book. But yeah, the other thing I would say about this book is definitely this is a book that once you pick it up, you have a hard time putting it down. It's very, very fast-paced. There's a lot going on, and a lot that you find out more towards the end, and you just do not want to put this down. There really isn't a dull moment in this book. I enjoyed every bit of it. There really wasn't a dull moment. And the ending was just amazing and fantastic, but at the same time, it was very, very torturous. Kresley Cole, oh my gosh, this woman knows how to torture me with her endings. And if you read the series, you know what I'm talking about. If you think the ending of the first 2 books were torturous, wait till you get to this one. It's 10 times more so. And I'm just I need the 4th book, now. I really, really need it now. But yeah, that's pretty much basically my thoughts on this book. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. Obviously, it's one of my favorites for this year. I already know this is going to be on my 2015 favorite list this year. So, yeah. Let me know, you guys, if you've read this series. Let me know what you've thought about it. And especially if you've read this book, Dead of Winter, leave me a message because I really want to talk about this book. Especially the ending was so huge that I really, really want to talk to someone about this book. And so if you've read it, let me know. We can talk about it and talk about spoilers. Yes, oh my gosh, I need to talk about it. But yeah, that is it for this video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe and like for more videos. And I will see you guys next time with another video. Bye.